Hello guys and welcome to a new video of the Football Talk. Arsenal 1-0 against Manchester United. I've got here with me Dr. Food, Manchester United fan, and James, Arsenal fan.
Thank you, Omar, for having us.
Thanks, Omar. Thanks.
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm looking forward to talk more with James and yourself about the game.
Yeah. So let's start. Arsenal played a magnificent game against a Manchester United team that we all thought was going to do wonders in this game, but this didn't happen. So, Dr. Food, what did you think about United today?
I think that as a United fan, that I've been a United fan for a while now. I've been a United fan. You know me. We've been in school together. It's a disgrace. I am so ashamed to be a United fan these days. All right. The amount of inconsistency this team has is fucking ridiculous. All right. You have a Champions League game where Champions League, hear this, right? Champions League atmosphere is way different than Premier League atmosphere because it counts. Like if you don't get points, you're not going to the knockout stages. And you win against RB Leipzig, which is a decent team. Obviously, they don't have their lethal striker, Timo Werner, anymore, but still, they are a really good team. You win 5-0, and then you show up to against Arsenal. No offense, James. Arsenal aren't that great of a team. They're like 8th or I don't know, 12th or something in the league.
We were 10th before the game.
10th, yeah. And you lose 1-0. Yes, we lost for a penalty. Aubameyang scored a penalty, but still, you still lose. United have 6 games played, 7 points. What is if you're going to ask me how do you think United play overall, I don't care how they played. What I care about is how many points do we have in the table. We are close to relegation, and this is not even funny anymore. I am shocked.
Yeah, it's true. United weren't up for it today. And James, so United, do you see they have beaten Leipzig 5-0, coming into this game with great confidence? They lost the game. So how did you think your Arsenal responded to this team?
Well, coming into it, we lost to Leicester the week before, and there's some negativity starting around Arteta and how he's being negative with his tactics and picking the wrong teams. Everyone was asking play Aubameyang up top, and so he put the team out today, and Aubameyang was still on the left. Lacazette was still up top after performing badly last 2 games. And people are starting to get worried. At what point does he start changing things up and not rewarding players for being shit, basically? And on the back of United's performance, I'm not gonna lie, I was scared. Rashford, obviously, because he's on form. Even if I don't rate him that much, I think he's on form. And obviously Greenwood with his pace, and Bruno Fernandes, as much as rival fans hating on him, he's a decent player. I was really nervous, but usually when Man United are confident and we're coming to the game on the back of a defeat, we tend to win somehow to raise it. But that's only at the Emirates. At Old Trafford, we've been absolute crap for the past. It's first win at Old Trafford in the last 16 years. And it's the first win at the Big Six away from home since 2015. And I thought we were brilliant. First half, we controlled it. We pressed you. I thought Thomas Partey and Elneny controlled the midfield, which had Pogba, Bruno, and Fred, and McTominay. Saka missed a great chance and was a bit the weak link, I feel. Willian was very good, and Gabriel, what a performance. He got lucky a bit, I feel, maybe in the second half with yellow or red. But I think we created so many chances in the first half. Second half, we came out a bit slower. Man United reacted a bit more, but we still managed to find openings, and Aubameyang had that chance he missed when Lacazette fed in. And then we get the penalty, and then it was just about defending and hanging on. United did well to come on to us, but was too little too late for them. So great performance from our side.
Exactly. So this press, the first half press by Arsenal was literally so good that even United couldn't break the play, couldn't get the ball to our strikers. Our striker couldn't hold the ball. So Dr. Food, so I know that Arsenal pressed really good in the first half, but the likes of Pogba, McTominay, Rashford, they weren't consistent in this game. They played really badly, I think. So what was your opinion about them and about our midfield especially?
I just think that, as I said previously, it just shocks me as a United fan that the amount of inconsistency this team has. especially with the midfield. A lot of people have been hyping up Bruno Fernandes for the amount of assists and goals scored. But if you look at it on a white sheet, the goals scored are penalties. All right, they are not actually nice and ridiculous goals that a midfielder like Lampard, Gerrard, or Paul Scholes used to score in the early 2000s, late 1990s. What I'm trying to say here, Paul Pogba, love that player, right? When he has a good game, you're lucky. He has a good game. He's gonna fucking create chances. But you know what's his problem? I think he thinks he's better than anyone. So I don't think he comes in onto the pitch and is like, I want to put a maximum effort on the pitch. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just don't feel he's present on the pitch. I just think he's there just to like walk around, be there, and be an extra player on the pitch. McTominay, not my favorite player. Never liked him. I don't know why we don't play Van de Beek. We just bought Donny Van de Beek from Ajax, who is a great player, and we still have him benched for some reason. Now, my biggest anger is originates from the manager himself, Ole Solskjaer, because Ole plays well if you realize when he's under pressure, when he's about to lose his job, right? When rumors start surfacing that, oh, is Ole going to get sacked? Ole's not at the wheel anymore. This is when United play their best games ever and we actually win. But when Ole comes out of a Champions League game winning 5-0, he doesn't give a fuck. I'm sorry I used that word, but he literally does not care. You know what I mean? And that is exactly what pisses me off. You just bought Alex Telles. You just bought Donny Van de Beek. Use those players. You just bought Edison Cavani. Why don't you start Edison Cavani? I know you have up front Rashford, Greenwood, and Martial. Martial is a really good player, but this year he just hasn't found the net. He scored one goal, which was the penalty that Rashford gave him. Am I right? But other than that, Martial hasn't been scoring. So I feel like giving a chance for other players isn't a bad idea.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on this one. And James, so specifically for Arsenal players, we've seen Aubameyang playing on the left wing. Maybe it's his favorite position, maybe not. What do you think about him specifically playing in that position?
I think today he was still a bit marginalized out wide, still a bit out of the game. He scored that penalty, obviously, like it's a pen, you still have to put it in, so props on that. But I personally feel he should play up top because I remember we played against Sheffield before before the international break. And we're struggling, and we switched to mid-game to formation with Aubameyang up top, Willian behind, Pepe, and then Saka, and we look so much more fluid. And I feel we should go back to this, but also you can have to say today, Lacazette, he didn't do well on the ball, but he pressed so well and harassed Fred and your midfielders. And I think it contributed also to Man U's like midfield problems. But however, I think I agree. Like Pogba wasn't at the race today. The penalty. How many penalties is he going to away this year? 3 penalties this season, I think already. He gave one against Tottenham, I remember. Well, this one I can't remember the other one, but I'm sure there's 3.
Yeah, he contributed to several goals against us.
Yes, as well. And I'm delighted with like how it's going. There's been a lot of negativity, but I think we're on the way up again now. We need to find the missed balance between creativity and defensive like solidity. And I think today was perfect because United weren't that good. They could have been better. And also we realized that, in my opinion, Oli, when teams attack him, he has a plan to counter because he has quick players, Rashford, Greenwood, Martial when he plays. So his tactics like, let's wait, like come on to us, and let's make a goal. But what happened, but when the other team scores, he's like, what do I do now? He's fucked. So that's what we did. When we scored, we sat back. They couldn't break us down. They had good chances. We had the lucky and many near on goal. But apart from that, I didn't feel scared really. And going back to Aubameyang's performance, I think he can do better, and we'll see how he improves in the future games. But yeah, it's good to get his goal, so it lifts a weight off his shoulders, and hopefully he kicks on now.
Yeah, of course. So we've seen United struggling to beat teams that sit back and teams that press high. So it's basically we're all over the place now. So, Dr. Food, last question for you. Where do you think United will end up this season in the table and in the Champions League?
Good question. Thank you for asking that. Honestly, like 2020, United are just fucking insane. They come out of nowhere and get to you real fast. So I can't give you a definite answer where I think United might be. Obviously, if we keep on performing like this, we might be above the relegation zone. I don't think we'll be in the relegation zone, but right above the relegation zone. So like 12th, 13th, 14th, something like that, which is disgraceful, honestly, with the amount of money we spent in the last 5 years. Now you look at, I'm sorry, James, I'm going to say something that's harsh to Arsenal, but
yeah,
what shocks me is that we lose to a team like Arsenal, who, no offense, hasn't been the greatest team in the Premier League these past couple of years. Now, yes, we lost because of a penalty, but still, we did lose. We didn't get the 3 points or 1 point. We didn't tie the game. Like James said, Ole does not have a concrete plan besides counter-attacking because he has fast players. And this is his problem. This is what's going to hurt Manchester United in the future. And I personally think Ole should have been sacked last year, and we should have appointed an experienced manager like Pochettino, who took the Spurs side, who wasn't that good, to the Champions League final. So let's not forget that. So yeah, 13th.
I think like when you talk about Ole, as a rival fan, I want Ole to stay. And for you guys, I feel that's the worst thing when rival fans actually want your manager to stay. Like it's the worst they can get because it means something's going wrong, right? So and yeah, we have been crap for 2 years now. We've been trying to rebuild and everything. And you could say the same, to be honest, regarding tactics about Arteta and how he struggles to break teams down. Like we struggled to break Leicester down last week. Like we were really angry at the game, we weren't creating anything. But I think at least he's trying to find solutions. Whereas Ole's always happy with counter-attacking, and he comes out in press conferences very all smiley, all happy, when he hasn't performed well and been up to the level. And also between the two teams, you say Arsenal, we've been crap, I agree. But I think there's a lot of United players that are actually overrated by sections of fan base. I'm not saying you guys. I think Rashford, he's a decent player, but I think people overrate him a bit. Sometimes he just runs down, puts his head down, runs into traffic. I feel today, not really, but in games against D blocks, he does. I think players are selected based on passion. McTominay, I don't know how. When the beat came on, I was like, oh, McTominay is going off. Fuck, something's going to happen maybe. And then Bruno came off. I was like, well, what is he doing? I was glad, but it's ridiculous decisions that probably cost you in the now and in the long term as well.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, Omar, but I'm going to base off something James said. I agree with the overrated players that the fan base overhype with United. But when it comes to Rashford, I disagree with you in a sense that Rashford has maybe not scored in every game, but he is still shooting on target. He is still creating chances that might lead to a goal. Now, if you want to talk about overrated, I'll talk about the midfield like Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, McTominay, even the defense like Maguire. What is that? Who is Maguire? Who is Harry Maguire? And what shocks me the most is that we couldn't find the net against the Arsenal defense. The Arsenal defense, who isn't the strongest defense in the league. Now, if we were talking about a defense like Liverpool's defense with Van Dijk, a healthy Liverpool defense with Van Dijk, Gomez, Fabinho, whatever, that's when I'm like, all right, it's more difficult to find the net here than it would be against Arsenal. But we couldn't even find the net against Arsenal, which gets me to think, yes, we are in trouble.
Well, you say Maguire is overhyped in your team, and we have a bad defense, which I think our defense still needs improving, even if we've been much more solid this year. Gabriel, our defender, cost 25 million. He would work right into your team, in my opinion, straight into your team, instead of Maguire or Lindelof or even Bailly or Twantibby. So we're getting somewhere with our defense, and I feel we're on the way up. And regarding United, I don't know. I think, to be honest, you're right. Rashford, he's the least overrated out of the club, but I personally I don't rate him as much as other people do. But I agree with you. other bigger problems in your side that you need to sort out.
Yeah, that's totally true. And finally, James, who was your man of the match today?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I'd say either Gabriel, but on a party. There's so many contenders. You could say Elneny, Partey. I think Elneny, Partey, Gabriel were the three contenders. I won't say Gabriel because I think he got a bit lucky with sending off. He could have been sent off twice, I think. So I think I'd say Elneny because he did his job easy, recycled possession, gave it to Partey. He actually passed the ball forward, which is thanks to Partey because he had more space to do it. Normally, we always criticize him for passing sideways, backwards. He actually passed forward, and that's a credit to his midfield partner Partey today. So I'd say Elneny today. I'll give him credit.
Okay, and for you, Dr. Food, I doubt you have a man of the match, but if you...
I do actually, even though it's an Arsenal player, but I think Partey is one of the best signings this year, by far. This guy knows how to hold the midfield, knows how to be an actual defender and push the ball forward, which is someone you need on a team like Arsenal and Manchester United. Two teams that are struggling in that aspect. But this is my man of the match. So, yeah.
All right. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining in.
Thanks so much.
And I hope to see you in the next one. See you.
Of course. Have a great week.
Cheers.
See you guys.